Little old Mrs. Pepper Pot. There was once an old woman who went to bed at night, as old women usually do, and in the morning she woke up as old women usually do. But on this particular morning, she found herself shrunk to the size of a pepper pot, and old women don't usually do that. The odd thing was, her name really was Mrs. Pepper Pot. Well, as I'm now the size of a pepper pot, I shall have to make the best of it, she said to herself, for she had no one else to talk to. Her husband was out in the fields, and all her children were grown up and gone away. Now she happened to have a great deal to do that day. First of all, she had to clean the house. Then there was all the washing which was lying in soak and waiting to be done. And lastly, she had to make pancakes for supper. I must get out of bed somehow, she thought. And taking hold of a corner of the eider-down, she started rolling herself up in it. She rolled and rolled until the eider-down was like a huge sausage which fell softly on the floor. Mrs. Pepper Pot crawled out, and she hadn't hurt herself a bit. The first job was to clean the house, but that was quite easy. She just sat down in front of a mouse hole and squeaked till the mouse came out. Clean the house from top to bottom, she said, or I'll tell the cat about you. So the mouse cleaned the house from top to bottom. Mrs. Pepper Pot called the cat. Puss, puss, lick out all the plates and dishes, or I'll tell the dog about you. And the cat licked all the plates and dishes clean. Then the old woman called the dog. Listen, dog, you make the bed and open the window, and I'll give you a bone as a reward. So the dog did as he was told. And when he had finished, he sat down on the front door step and waved his tail so hard he made the step shine like a mirror. You'll have to get the bone yourself, said Mrs. Pepper Pot. I haven't time to wait on people. She pointed to the windowsill where a large bone lay. After this, she wanted to start her washing. She had put it to soak in the brook, but the brook was almost dry. She sat down and started muttering in a discontented sort of way. I have lived a long time, but in all my born days I never saw the brook so dry. If we don't have a shower soon, I expect everyone will die of thirst. Over and over again she said it, all the time looking up at the sky. At last, the rain cloud in the sky got so angry that it decided to drown the old woman altogether. But she crawled under a monk's hood flower, where she stayed snug and warm while the rain poured down and rinsed her clothes clean in the brook. The old woman started muttering again. I have lived a long time, but in all my born days I never known such a feeble south wind as we have had lately. I'm sure if the south wind started blowing this minute, it could lift me off the ground, even though I am no bigger than the pepper pot. The south wind heard this and instantly came tearing along. But Mrs. Pepperpot hid in an empty badger set, and from there she watched the south wind blow all the clothes right up onto her clothesline. Again she started muttering, I have lived long time, but in all my born days I have never seen the sun give so little heat in the middle of the summer. It seems to have lost all its power, that's a fact. When the sun heard this, it turned scarlet with rage and sent down fury rays to give the old woman sunstroke. But by this time, she was safely back in her house and was sailing about the sink in a saucer. Meanwhile, the furious sun dried all the clothes on the line. Now for cooking the supper, said Mrs. Pepperpot. My husband will be back in an hour, and by hook or by crook, 30 pancakes must be ready on the table. She had mixed the dough for the pancakes in a bowl the day before. Now she sat down beside the bowl and said, I have always been fond of you, bowl, and I've told all the neighbors that there's not a bowl like you anywhere. I'm sure if you really wanted to, you can walk straight over to the cooking stove and turn it on. And the bowl went straight over to the stove and turned it on. I'll never forget the day I bought my frying pan. There were lots of pans in the shop, but I said, if I can't have that pancake hanging right over the shop assistant's head, I won't buy any pan at all, for that is the best pan in the whole world. If I were ever in trouble, that pan could jump on to the stove by itself. And then and there, the frying pan jumped on to the stove. And when it was hot enough, the bowl tilted itself to let the dough run to the pan. At this, the pancake took a great leap from sheer pride and turned a somersault, as Mrs. Pepperpot had said. Not only one pancake, but all the pancakes did this, and the bowl went on tilting and the pan went on frying until before the hour was up. There were 30 pancakes on the dish. Then Mr. Pepperpot came home, and just as he opened the door, Mrs. Pepperpot turned back to her usual size. So he sat down and ate their supper. And the old woman said nothing about having been as small as a pepper pot, because old women don't usually talk about such things.